My name is Taylor, and today I'm going to speak on a sensory audit that I have completed for the Freson Brothers grocery store. In this presentation, I will give a brief overview of the organization and why I consider myself an ideal customer. In addition, I will cover the sensory experience provided by the store, including sight, sound, smell, and texture. At the end, I will give 2 recommendations on how the customer experience could be improved. Freson Brothers was founded in Hinton as a butcher shop in 1955, but transitioned to a full grocer only 1 year later. Since inception, the organization has been committed to bringing Alberta communities homegrown quality. To this day, they still value fresh local food and supporting each community they service. I consider myself an ideal customer because I place a lot of importance on sourcing high quality local food. In my case, of the 4 grocery store options I have in my town, Freson Brothers most closely aligns with my values when it comes to food. The first sense I will cover is sight. When you walk through the doors, you are greeted by warm lighting and a welcoming atmosphere. There are handwritten signs placed throughout the store denoting Alberta made products. The store is also set up in small, curated sections. These sections include the butcher shop, the market garden, Granny's Wisdom Natural Remedies, the Mother Dough Bread Co., Father Dough's Pizza Kitchen, among many others. The flow of the store through each section is well organized, well lit, and visually appealing. The main store color is red, which is associated with stimulating one's appetite, something a grocery store might strive to achieve. Having pops of red throughout the store may also contribute to remembering details such as one's grocery list. In addition to the sites offered in the store, Freson Brothers offers an entire YouTube channel of videos highlighting the different processes, recipes, and interviews with producers for any shopper who is keen on knowing more about the store. Next, we move to sound. There are many sounds that can be heard as you walk through the store. Sounds of thunder and rain hit your ears as you walk through the market garden. Soft 2000s music can also always be heard around the store, often causing guests to start humming along with the tune. As you travel around the store, you can also hear the roar of the wood-fired pizza oven and a kitchen hard at work. According to the textbook, this can increase people's enjoyment and give a sense of authenticity. After all, if you went to a grocery store that claimed to make many of their products in-house, wouldn't you be a little concerned if you didn't hear any kitchen noises? Now, as for smell, I want you to imagine that you're walking through the grocery store doors and immediately step into a garden full of fresh vegetables, fruits, and herbs. The smell of fresh basil and oranges wafting through the air. You start to get hungry, so you can't help but grab a head of fresh romaine lettuce and homemade Caesar dressing. Moving through the store to gather the rest of your meal, that fresh garden smell is replaced by the smell of barbecue and homemade beef jerky as you step into the butcher shop and can't help but take home some steak. You continue on down the hall when you are suddenly hit with the smell of fresh baked sourdough bread and apple pie that smells just like Grandma's. You take a pie off the shelf, still warm, and place it in your basket for dessert. Just when you think it couldn't get any better, you round the corner and are graced with the smell of pizza being cooked in the wood-fired pizza oven. This is when you decide that you just can't leave without one of these pizzas. As you pack your car and start the drive home, you are reminded of the positive experience you just had in the store as the smells of the fresh products you just purchased waft around your car and soon onto your kitchen table. Moving on to texture, certain areas throughout the store make use of different ways of storing products, mimicking different textural components throughout one's home. Some examples of this are the root cellar. You may not have one in your house, but chances are your parents or grandparents might. These rooms are typically dark, chilly rooms used for storing root vegetables such as potatoes and onions. Often produce is stored, at least in my grandparents' case, in wooden crates that allow for good airflow. Freson Brothers appeals to this by dedicating a space to recreate Grandma's cold room, storing their onions, potatoes, and garlic in wooden crates in a cool, darkened space, as you can see on the left. Another example is the baker's pantry. The baker's pantry is set up to mimic a clean, well-organized pantry fit with butcher block countertops, ready to spark your latest baking creation. In doing so, they are trying to create a space that allows for maximum creativity, just as your kitchen should do, that you can see and feel. That is, if you like cooking and baking. Now I will provide 2 recommendations that I think would be used to improve the customer experience. First recommendation that I would like to make is informational visuals. From a visual standpoint, as a consumer who values purchasing from local farmers and producers, it would be great to see things like photos of the family who grow the garlic, or photos of the ranch that provides the steak in store. Small info tidbits about the farm on the signage would also be an improvement. Just small pieces such as Man's Organic is a family owned and operated farm started in 1994 by Hank and Rita Manns, having a family history of farming and a passion for healthy food choices. These small bits of information help give me, as a consumer, more context surrounding the choices I'm making in the grocery store. A quick glimpse into where that tomato or that chicken breast came from. As a consumer, I like to be well informed about what I am buying and where it came from, but also want easy access to that information. As I sat here thinking about my second recommendation regarding the customer experience, I thought about the YouTube channel that Freson Brothers offers, and then it hit me. What about QR codes? Since technology is so prevalent today, it is pretty safe to say that the vast majority of us don't leave the house without our phone to go to the grocery store. There is also a high likelihood that your grocery list is in fact on your phone. So what if QR codes were introduced as a quick way to get access to quick 60-second videos on how to cook the steak that you put in your cart, or how to spice up Sunday breakfast with banana bread French toast? Or, if you're someone like me who deeply cares about where my food came from or how it was made, what if there was a quick way for me to pull up the website for a certain producer such as Man's Organic or Mountain View Poultry? Having a service like this that is low cost and takes up very little space could help give Freson Brothers a little leg up on the competition and potentially create higher customer retention. If you would like to visit Freson Brothers YouTube channel, please scan the QR code on the screen. In closing, I hope that this presentation gave you some insight into the customer experience that Freson Brothers provides and how it might be improved. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening.